this video, we're going to be looking at graphing a circle in standard form. So for now, I'm going to skip this top part. We'll get to that in the next video. So looking at number 1 and 2, I see that I want to graph this circle, and it's given to me in standard form. So to graph a circle, I recommend first identifying the center and radius, and then using that to then graph your circle. So again, remember that the standard equation is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. So I want to rewrite this equation so it looks just like this with even those minus symbols in there and this square symbol there. So that means for my x plus 1 squared, x plus 1 is really the same thing as x minus a negative 1. Y minus 3 already has that. Now I want to rewrite 4 as r squared. So to figure out what that number is, I really need to take the square root of 4. And so when I take the square root of 4, I get 2. And so that means that this is really the same thing as 2 squared. And so now looking at this, I can identify what my center is and what my radius is. And so I see that my center is negative 1, 3. Remember, that's my h and my k. And my radius is 2. So be careful when finding your center and radius. Center, it's really, if you just want to go based off of the first equation, it's going to be the opposite sign. So here it's a positive 1, down here my center is negative 1, here it's a negative 3, my center is a positive 3, and then radius, make sure you take that square root of what it's equal to. So it's 2 squared, so it's 2. And so now I can go ahead and graph this. When I'm graphing this, I'm going to first start at my center and graph that point. So my center is at negative 1, 3, so I'm going to go left 1 and up 3. And then my radius is 2. So again, remember your radius is that segment going from the center of your circle to a point on the circle. So I'm just going to go from my center and count 2 up, down, left, and right, and draw points. So I'm going to go 2 to the right, 2 above, 2 to the left, and 2 below. And then I'm going to use those points to guide my circle drawing. Okay, let's try one more example. So here on a graph, x squared plus y plus 2 squared is equal to 25. My first step is I want to go ahead and rewrite this so it looks just like my standard equation. So to get x squared, what I'm really subtracting, what my h is going to be, is 0. Because x minus 0 is just x. So that's x squared is the same thing as x minus 0 squared. So I know that my h is 0. Plus y plus 2 squared. Remember, that's the same thing as y minus negative 2 squared. So that means that for my center, my k is negative 2. It's equal to, for 25, I want to rewrite that as something squared. And so to figure that out, you can take the square root of 25, which is equal to 5. And so that means that my r is going to be 5. So I have 5 squared over here. And so I get that my center is 0, negative 2. And my radius is 5. And I'm going to go ahead and graph that. So I'm going to start at my center. So my center is 0, 2. So I'm going to go down 2. My radius is 5, so I'm just going to count 5 on all sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and then use those points to guide the drawing of my circle.